folks. Welcome back. I'm Sean. We have Lorraine Lewis here, all the way from Palm Springs. Man, that's cool. I had asked you something, and we want to not redo, but re-emphasize how you get to do all the things you do with all the things that you have on the go and where you find the time.
I get to do all the things I do because I am a lover of life and I am not going to stop. I am never going to stop. Age is a number. I don't give a flip. It doesn't even matter to me. And to be honest with you, I am usually a dog mom, but all of my dogs have left me. So I am kind of free and able to do whatever the F I want to do whenever I want to do it. And I love to work. And work means rock and roll and TV. Those are my two favorite things. So that's what I do.
It did. Life could be worse. Life could be worse, Ronnie. Now I want to talk Vixen. You come into Vixen, and obviously, when you replace somebody that's an original member that has a fan base, it could go a little weird. However, you seem to just get right in there, and things just kept rolling. I've seen all kinds of live clips. Your voice sounds great. You're sounding fantastic. I don't want to ask you the cheesy question. Oh, what was it like to join Vixen? But do you find that now that you're a few years in, it's almost like, hey, a lot of people sort of view me as that original person, and no disrespect to who came before you.
No disrespect at all. As a matter of fact, big shoes to fill for sure. Intimidated for sure. Because heavy duty fan base of 30 plus years. It would have been like if somebody was trying to replace Lorraine Lewis in Femme Fatale, same
Right.
kind of thing. People would be like, huh? So there was definitely a little bit of that. It was definitely a little bit weird, but I'm fearless. So look, if you either like me or you don't like me, and if you don't like me, it's okay. And if you don't like me, you're probably going to end up liking me eventually anyway. So
I love that.
it just is true because I've experienced it. So I mean, I've had people at shows, like kind of like this, like, yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing you. And at the end, we're buddies. So, I mean, I do bring the rock. I do bring the passion. I'm hungry still for rock and roll. It's what I do. I love it. But the interesting thing with that question that you just asked is, yes, in the beginning, it was very much Lorraine Lewis of Femme Fatale. And I love it. But now I'm starting, like someone honestly at Preacher's Festival, I was walking through the Starbucks and I was with Julia, our bass player, and somebody yelled my name and they came over and he said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. I turned my wife onto your music. Now I was waiting for the big one or falling in and out of love. And he said, yeah, I talked to her and I told her about Edge of a Broken Heart. And I was like, oh, and he didn't mention Femme Fatale at all. So he was recognizing me as the lead singer of Vixen. And that was a really powerful turning moment for me. And it's more and more that I get that. People are recognizing me for being the lead singer of Vixen, and it feels really good, really, really good. I'm in year 4, I think. And it feels nice to be recognized that way. I mean, I still have friends and fans at the shows that are holding up Femme Fatale albums and CDs and stuff, which is effing awesome. We actually do 2 Femme Fatale songs in the set, which is awesome. The girls crush it. I love that. But yeah, it's really nice to, I've hit a stride with this Vixen moniker, and I want to embrace it. I want to respect it. I want to honor the songs. I want to honor the voice that was Vixen before me and do the best that I can. So.
I was watching a video, I think it was last night. I won't name the band, but it was an all-female band, and it was from the early 80s, and it was like, they were just average players, but they probably got signed because, there was that kind of novelty thing on the go. You mentioned Vixen, men, women, whatever. These kids are players, boy. They can play. There's no, pretty good for a girl, pretty good for a human being. I've been a fan of hers forever. She's unreal.
The best.
But and I mean, Britt's not necessarily new, but Julia kind of came in, I guess replacing or standing in for somebody that was there forever. What a band.
What a band. What a band. And because each individual person is such a badass, I really believe that this is going to allow us to go even further than we would have, because everybody can really stand on their own. Everybody is really amazing. You know, Julia has a killer voice, killer chops. I mean, she's, you know, we were talking the other day, we were on tour and we were talking about what was your first job. Now, my first job was I worked at Winchell's Donut Shop. Her first job was playing bass. She's never had a day gig other than playing bass. That woman is the real deal. So think what you will, it doesn't matter. Julia Lage is the real deal. She's a badass. Oh, so good. And Britt, killer chops, killer good. Like everything about Britt is just light and fun and badassery. And she's just really talented. And then of course, Roxy on drums, mega. You know, it's really fun for us. Roxy and I were talking about this the other day. It's fun for us to have Julia and Britt. You know, they're in their late 30s-ish. I'm not exactly sure. And Roxy and I are like the veterans, you know, we're like the classic rock chicks. And it's a really nice balance to have the two of them, the two of us. I think that that's one of the reasons that we're bringing in new people. And the fact that we have fun on stage and people can feel it, they see it. And we, you know, we high five during the set. This isn't the Lorraine show. It's Vixen, and we are a band of mofos. So I love it.
No question. And I mean, you know, so, you know, one of the things that's going on now, and you guys are doing it, you know, the Monsters of Rock cruises and kind of everything now is, I hate to say weekend warrior, like what I, you know, used to do, but, you know, you guys do flyouts and, you know, do 2 or 3 nights, and it's different than it used to be. But you see the shows, ton of energy. Every clip that I see, I don't see, you know, you see some bands, you go, ooh, off night. You guys sound fantastic.
Thank you. Well, you know, how do I say this? You're only as good as your last show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we are a live band. We're not using tracks. So, you know, I go to different climates and, you know, vocally, it can be challenging. I'm not going to lie. You know, even living here in the desert, it can be challenging. So I have to take precautions and make sure that my voice is top notch. But the bottom line is we're a live band. We're human beings. So we might make a mistake every now and then. We'll like, oh, holy shit, where did that come from? Yeah. Or whatever. But for the most part, I mean, we are just a machine at this point. We're really locked in with what we're doing. We really can read each other really well. And we can take things a little bit further every show. And that feels really good. But, you know, don't think that we're not human, because we are, and we do make mistakes. But I think in the most part, we pull it off all the time. And the bottom line is we're having a blast doing it. And I think a lot of times people listen with their eyes a lot. So we are having a blast, and I think it's contagious.
So you brought up tracks, and this seems to be kind of the flavor of the month or week. Every other day you're seeing something on a site where, a band got caught using tracks, or this person got caught using tracks. What's your 2 cents on it? I kind of had an exchange. Eddie Trunk's all over it all the time. I've got my kind of opinions on it. To me, it's not the end of the world. I do understand sometimes you have to do it. What's your take on it?
Not the end of the world. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, you know, it can be disappointing. I think maybe if the vocalist is doing that, that would kind of be a bummer. But I get it for background tracks, having things like sound really fat and full. I get it. I personally wouldn't do it, but I don't think it's bad for anybody to. I think the bottom line is if people are using tracks, I think that they're just trying to put on the best show that they can. Sure. And if that's what they need to do, then that's what they need to do. So no, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Well, and I mean, myself as a drummer, and I you know, it's hard to play the backing tracks. It's not easy. I mean, you got, you know, going in your ear, and you wake up at 3 a.m. hearing that click track sometimes. So there's a talent to that too that people don't understand.
Oh yeah, it's mathematical, it's rhythmical, it's spiritual. I mean, you have to really be locked into what you're listening to. That's not like a free ride by any means. You know, heaven forbid you fuck up, and then it's like you got 2 different beats going. I mean, it can be a disaster. Yeah. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons that I wouldn't want to do it, because I think that I could see the potential of a disaster. But also, I mean, it's just, for me, it's just not something that we've dabbled in at all. You know, we we're four rock and rollers that we think that we can produce the sound the best that we can, and that's what we go out and do every night.
So I said I want to be respectful of your time. Obviously, you have stuff to do. It's beautiful there today in Palm Springs and what have you. What do you guys have coming up? I mean, like I say, I apparently caught you on a rare Saturday off because you said either this one or next one. But what do you have coming up?
Well, a couple of things. Let me just say, you know, my birthday was last week, and Britt is surprising us.
Happy belated.
Thank you so much. Britt has surprised me and Julia. Julia's birthday is October 22nd. And so she got us tickets like right front and center for Aerosmith on Wednesday night. Nice. So we are flying out to Las Vegas to see Aerosmith for our birthday. And then the next weekend, we'll be traveling to Oklahoma, and the tour starts again. The end of October, we'll be on the Kiss Cruise, week number 2. I've never done the Kiss Cruise. I'm effing excited as hell. That's going to be awesome. And then we have amazing dates coming for next year. Britt and I went out to dinner with our booking agent, Sullivan Big. And yeah, there's some really killer things on the calendar for next year that are out of the country. So that's very, very exciting. And then one of the biggest bits of news is we have a single coming out very, very soon. And I know I've talked about it in interviews, and I thought it would have already been released. I was thinking July, maybe August. But Fred Coury from Cinderella is producing a song for us. We all went into the studio. We did our parts. We did our thing. We did our magic. And he is working on it right now to get the mix just right. He just texted Roxy yesterday and said, Roxy, things are sounding really good. All you girls crushed it. Crushed it. Let me do my thing. I'm getting there. The mix. I'm working on the mix. So we haven't heard it yet, but I'm excited, and I can't wait. We've got all the promo ready for it, and hopefully in the next month or two, I don't know. So that's exciting. And then we have some other songs on the table. We were in Boston. We recorded a song that I had written, and I'm really excited about that. And the girls loved it. So we worked on that, and we've got a bunch of stuff. So lots of stuff going on. And then with me, just so you know, new website, LorraineLewisRocks.co. And Rock Candy Records out of the UK released this.
Oh, nice.
It's a reissue that's been remastered, and there are 4 bonus tracks on it. And I was just listening to it the first time today. There's a song in there called Chains that was in a movie called Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead that I sang. That's on there. And Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. And then 2 tracks that were on the second Femme Fatale release that is on F&A Records. So this is really exciting. And I've been doing some giveaways on my Instagram to get more followers since my Instagram got hacked. And people are really digging this. So, you know, classic nostalgia. I mean, you got to love it that people really still give a flip. I'm honored and grateful.
I'm so thankful you did this. I'm glad to have finally met you. I liked you from the second we first started talking, but you're right. People will get to like you. You're forced it down their throat. It's fantastic.
I kind of do.
Yeah, no, it's great. And best of luck. Keep it going. I love the updates. I think the band sounds fantastic. And I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Peace.
Take care. Mwah.